Hey everybody, Mr. Woodward here. I am in my pajamas, but I did comb my hair for this screencast, so you're lucky for that. Anyway, this is my quick little synopsis on what I'm creating uh, for the MSD Learning Anywhere team in the way of grids and how that translates into working with our kids. So I'm going to be quick and succinct as possible. Feel free to email me with questions as a result of what I have to show you here. So we're exploring this idea of the grid system. Again, this is a secondary model in which we're trying to get consistency in what students see. Here's a 6 square grid in which there will be, as you can see, 6 options for students to choose from. Students will be choosing 2 activities from this list to do in the week of April 6th through the 10th, submitting final work for that week on Friday the 10th. So, and here I have changed this from checkbox to highlight the box to show activities completed. So students can go through and highlight the boxes of things that they chose to do. The one thing with getting them to study content is having them have something that's highly recommended, or we're really toying with this language of, hey, I have this thing that they really need to do in order to be successful on these other choices they have. And for this particular unit of study or choice, knowing the basics of the Great Depression is an important piece. So really one of the questions is, can we recommend highly, or can we require an element for students to do in order for them to be successful on toying around with these other choices? So here I have this HMH online module 9 Great Depression. This jives with what students already know in the way of their online materials that we've been using anyways, trying to keep familiarity with what students are doing that they've already been doing in class. So not trying to create something that's just out of the air. Hey, download 6 of these other apps and do these new things, or go to Khan Academy. This is HMH Online. It's something they've been working with. This platform here, students know how to log into it from home. They've been on devices, so they know how to access that pretty easily. So that's what this highly recommended is, to go through the 3 lessons in this Great Depression module. And then at the end of that module, they have a little quiz that goes with that they can take several times. Again, the goal here isn't to be online learning. The goal here is to give options of things for kids to engage in, and not so much worried about how rigorously these things are going to be graded, but more along the lines of giving students things to engage their brains. And we'll let logistics team figure out how we want to handle the credit of that. But for me as a teacher, I want kids to be working on things, and that's my primary goal with these options that I see as important and fun. So the top here, all online, meaning that they can do them and submit them via Google Classroom online. Down here, these options can be done online or offline for students that, if we want to provide hard copies or packets of things to complete because of lack of access, there's an equity piece there that they can have these do these projects or activities offline. The descriptions look a little long here, but they're pretty simple assignments. Everything from, once they have the base information, then they can do a diary entry of a woman during the Great Depression. They can look at Hoover's philosophy on the Great Depression and analyze that. They can watch a movie about the Great Depression, create an art piece. So there's 6 different options here, and that's how the grid works. So we mentioned that all teachers will use the grid language, and here's the grid as it pertains to that. I'm going to branch over now and show how these activities link to Google Classroom really quick. So if I go to my Google Classroom, you'll see that I've posted a learning topic here, Learn Anywhere, American Studies Week 1. And under that, you'll see the materials that go with this unit that students will be able to access all in one place. The first thing I've created for them is a screencast, introducing them to what it is we're doing, where things are located, how to navigate the different assignments, and then some tutorials on how to approach each of the 6 options that they have to do. So that video is a little long. I'm not going to turn that on and expose you to that, but it gives the kids the instruction, has my face on it. They're getting the basics of how to navigate this new world that we're in, as well as start their first week. So if we scroll down here, these are all the materials that go with the activities that are on the grid. So if students are doing these particular activities, they just pull up the Google Doc for which that activity and instructions is located, pull it up, and work on the assignment. Now, I imagine there will be some Zoom conferencing to clarify questions, and I might even post some extra screencast links on these documents to give kids little helps and instructions. So kind of my way of being the teacher, moving around the classroom via screencast or via Zoom meeting of some sort throughout the process of this week. More ideas to come on that as we get through that. So everything's there. Also, for kids that do have trouble connecting at all, I can't imagine they will, but there's also a hard copy of the text that I've assigned them to read. So there's a PDF version of the text that I highly recommend that they need to know for basic information to be successful on these other assignments. So that's what those look like. And you'll notice that I've alerted to them, watch this instructional video first so that you understand the next part of this piece. Okay? And down here is the quizzes link to the sort of assessment of this piece. Regardless of how many activities you do, these are sort of the assessment modules. And I've set these up for students to take these as many times as they want, just to practice their knowledge of what they've gone through. Again, the idea here isn't to back kids into a corner with grades, but to give them a chance to assess their knowledge in a fun and creative way using quizzes for that. So that is how it adapts to Google Classroom being the platform. And in this video, I've also talked to kids about posting questions on the stream, Google Classroom stream, on Remind, which I'm connected with kids from on Remind, as well as student emails, which is a big focus, getting kids to check their student emails regularly. So that's a quick look at things. If you're interested in me sharing this grid with you so you can manipulate it, let me know. I'm more than happy to do that. I'm sorry for the length of this video. I'm still working out being short and succinct on screencasts. So hopefully that helps and get some ideas rolling. Again, this is a draft. This is not final. Work in progress, but I think it might give you an idea of what we're working on. All right, take care and thanks for listening.